Alright, I don't even know what the hell the title of this video. Um, it's kind of a conglomeration of all the different topics I've been covering, be it the COVID-19, the gun and ammo shortage, and some of my political views on what's been going on. Oh, and everyone's probably going, what's on your face? Well, I decided because of the dramatic spike in COVID-19 cases, just like I've been told on the radio, on the TV, numerous times, to wear a mask. I wear this mask to protect myself, my family, and be a responsible member of the community, so I've decided to give in and wear a mask. But everyone says, hey, it's supposed to cover your mouth. Well, if I wore a mask like that, how the hell would I be able to drink my coffee? But anyway, okay, getting serious here. The reason I'm making this video is because as election day approaches, every hour, not every day, every hour, things are looking to intensify. So what's it all about? Well, it started with the COVID-19 outbreak. Okay, when this went on earlier in the year, okay, it shut the whole world down. They said, okay, there's a pandemic, we're shutting down the whole world. And what this did is immediately the stock market tanked. This global shutdown of the whole world, which is unprecedented. I don't think in recorded history we have seen anything like this in the past. They shut the whole world down. What that did is, first of all, it destroys everything in terms of money in the economies. It interferes with everyone's life, and what's also critical, it's pretty glaringly obvious, is when it shuts down the education systems. Okay, where people are no longer going to school or in their daily routines or anything else, creates a problem. This in turn triggered here in the United States, because I know a lot of countries the gun laws are restrictive, and a lot of countries have gone to the point where gun ownership is not an issue because you can't own guns. So in the United States, this triggered another run on buying guns and ammunition, which started the crisis, which a lot of people are interested in, and I get a lot of views, and a lot of people have made videos about this situation, which, as I'll go on, I'll tell you, is not getting any better. So, yeah, that. Then we throw in the riot, okay, either over ripping down monuments, social and racial discord, over the fact that the police unfairly target people and use lethal force to kill them, which this morning I guess I turned the news on and something in Philadelphia, the whole one side of Philly's on fire right at the moment as we speak. And also sparked different protests for different reasons. Some were over racial inequality, some were over the Confederate monuments, some are over opening up the businesses because people are going bankrupt and losing everything they have. So you have a whole gambit of protests and things going on, which just adds to more confusion and mayhem. Then with the election coming, the tension is building. We've lost a Supreme Court justice where they went and nominated and got another Supreme Court justice in. And where this is important is this changes kind of the balance of power. Because in the end, when this election, which I believe it will be contested, okay, and the decision, my wife went and looked up the whole procedure, how it goes. I think it's 21 days or something. I don't know, she did. Where Congress and everybody has to get together, but in the end, the Supreme Court ruling will be one of the factors in deciding this contested election. So you see, it's all tied in together. Okay. The coronavirus, how serious this thing is or whatever, I don't know. But what's happening is where this is going to be a problem. And I figure once the election's over, and I've said this in several videos, everyone's going to calm the hell down and sort things out and it'll get back to normal. Well, there's some problems with my assessment. We're already seeing with this coronavirus that in order to get people back to school and back to work, there's a whole series of stipulations, procedures, and that are going to be in place forever, because also another thing, depending on who you talk to, there will not be a what do I want to call it? There will not be an inoculation or a antibodies for this virus, or I'm sorry, vaccine. There will not be a vaccine that is, workable or doable. They're projecting that it won't be until 2023 before there's some sort of vaccine that can be distributed and given to the general public to eliminate this virus forever. So right there, 3 more years of this nonsense. 2, another thing that's suspicious, and I don't like the fact, is one of the richest men in the world, Bill Gates, is somehow involved with the vaccine and the company that's making it, and he's also given advice to the World Health Organization. Okay, that right there is not a good thing to begin with. So no vaccine. This isn't going to go away. And the thing about this coronavirus, where it goes beyond it's a virus, it's a disease. So now they're using the pretext of this sanitation and all these rules and regulations, dividers, plexiglass, all this other stuff, so the virus won't spread. But it comes under this fascist idealism that comes with the coronavirus. Okay, it goes beyond politics or religion. It's like, henceforth, the mask. Okay, you must wear your mask. They're forcing conformity, compliance, and acceptance. If you refuse to do that, if you rebel against it or say, hey, I don't believe in it, or I don't believe I should have to adhere to this, depending on where you work, and now this covers everything, and this is going back to the ammo shortage, it's not so much public education. You have to look at the one place where our children go from kindergarten to college students is in education. That's where people go in large groups and always assemble as a daily thing. This is what's getting hit the hardest. The getting kids back to school, getting them an education, because one way to control a population is to make sure that they're uneducated. And the fact that people aren't getting an education, the fact that people are not doing what's considered a normal part of life, the self-discipline and the regiment of going to the school and, learning, this is what creates problems socially, where a lot of these other problems leading to the violent protests, people just can't cope with life. And this is where you start getting a mental illness to where they can't deal with stuff. All of these incidents end up with a simple thing where the police are called either for a DWI or domestic violence, and then the situation just escalates, okay, to where somebody winds up dead. Okay, and there's absolutely no reason to begin with for the situation to escalate that if you were thinking calmly and rationally and just behave to what I guess I believe used to be these standards of normal civilization, okay, or society. All right, the police come and everything, you just stop let it all get sorted out. Not freak out, run around with a gun, or attack them, or whatever, you know. This is part of the problem there, and it comes from our social problems, which again, that's directly tied to the economy. Education, people who have things, people who have nothing, okay? And this is where you're getting this anxiety. Now, what this all sparks is when people see this, they lose confidence in society, they lose confidence in law enforcement, confidence in the government, and the fact that there are mobs of people violently going around destroying and laying waste to a lot of major cities here. This frightens everyone, okay? And this is what drives this shortage of firearms and ammunition. Now, I've been through these panics before, I've covered them, and I always thought, you know, it'll blow over, it gets better, which it has. But unfortunately now, you know, I've said it. This coronavirus thing, it is a war on humanity, and it's global. It is a war on the economy, and what's happening is the world has changed to a point where things like your national identity, the monetary system, the global monetary system is failing and not working, okay? How we look at things in society, okay, is changing, and there's no way to go back to what the systems were or the past was, because it no longer functions in the current day situations. It's just plain and simple, okay? And this is something that no matter what, it's inescapable. And these are some serious problems that are coming down on us right here, right now. And like I said, the education system shut down, but somebody brought up the fact with the gun and ammo shortage that when this Covid-19, they're talking about locking down the whole world again coming up here in the next few months in flu season. And this is where, and I have talked to people in manufacturing where they have shut down and sent home and quarantined whole shifts in a factory. There are some factories that just, because they can't follow the guidelines, distancing and sanitizing everything, it's just not possible, have just shut their operations down completely. Just shut them down. So now, and see, this is a snowball effect. If you're not producing stuff, if you don't get people to come in and drive trucks to deliver things and that, it's more than just, you know, your economy kind of failing. You're talking about the total destruction of life as we know it, okay? And see, this is where this whole thing is very complex. And then what's starting to frighten me is, like I said, every hour we get closer to the elections, it seems more and more insane crap is happening. More riots, more protests, more violence, okay? And on top of that, all right, sorry about that. On top of that, the economy is getting hit, and where I wasn't paying attention to it, I'm pretty busy in my daily things. I get a phone call. People are calling me, they're looking for either firearms, ammunition, whatever, and they're in a panic. And I talked to one guy, I said, you know, wait until the election, wait a week or two, and let's see what happens before, you know, you start buying stuff at these inflated prices. And he tells me, oh, well, I called my stockbroker. He goes, I wanted to move some stock, and he goes, the market tanked 800 points. I said, yeah, that's why I don't, you know, have money in the stock market. I have like bars of lead in my garage and I make bullets out of them. That's better than cash. But Now this is an individual. This ain't some rowdy protester or whatever. This is a businessman who's well established, well off financially. And he's telling me that he has really, really bad feelings about what's happening. And he feels that when the election comes, there's going to be widespread violence and chaos and somewhat of a social breakdown. Now, that's one person, but I've talked to several different people. And again, I'm not talking about going to a protest where people are out there vocally speaking their point. I'm talking just about average people in society on different levels. Like I said, this fellow runs a business well off financially. He's better off than me. Okay, he's nervous. A dental hygienist was telling me that they're worried. Just, you know. And there's a lot of people who are either retired or just, you know, like I said, people who just do common jobs, drive a truck, work in a store, retail or something. These people are all frightened. It's kind of universal across the board. I've never seen that. People are nervous that with this election coming up here next week, there is going to be some sort of civil unrest. Let's put it that way. So that's why I'm kind of making this video, just to kind of voice my opinion on it. And you can see we're all in different topics are coming in together, and it's all in a giant squeeze play. And one person did put a comment on my last video about this topic, and he made a good point. He goes, a lot of the stuff you're talking about is more on a political content, political reasons, political things. And he brought up the point that it is the social and economic disparity, the difference, okay, in our society. You know, because your money elevates you to a different stratus of society than if you were uneducated, poor, no hope of ever attaining wealth or capital to advance. Okay, there's more and more people in this group. And like he's saying, this is what's creating the tension, and this is what's creating a lot of the problems. And, you know, globally, there's just not enough to go around, and nobody in charge is coming up with any type of solution to alleviate these problems. And I, truthfully, when you think about it, there really is no way to solve this. So it's like you're sitting on a powder keg, okay? Well, anyway, I don't want this to get too long. That's my update, and I may be making other little short clips as things progress here, because like I said, on an hourly basis, it's getting weirder and weirder in all terms, be it gun and ammo shortage, the new guidelines for this COVID thing, and it's going to turn our country, if they keep going on with this, it's going to be a fascist state. Okay, it's scary. And the economy itself. If the stock market tanks or money's no good, then what the hell are you going to do, you know? So we're facing a lot of problems here. And hopefully things will work out for us all. So stay tuned. Don't forget your masks and stay safe.